Good evening, everybody. Thank you for following us at Global Village TV. It's a pleasure to always be with you, and today is a very special day. Senegal just beat Iraq 5 by 0. When we thought that the country was out of the competition, here we are again, right into the competition and ready to take the World Cup. Congratulations to our Lions, the Lions of Teranga. They just showed who they are. When everybody lost hope, everybody lost faith in them, they showed the real Senegalese. Bravo les Lions. Jamba, Chakao, Chakanam. Coupe du Monde, ñun ñoo ko moom. Okay, so, and this happiness is also enhanced by what we are witnessing in Senegal right now, which is that democracy is at full play despite of whatever other people are saying. Today, we see democracy evolving in a very dynamic way at the National Assembly. We've all heard so much noise, people talking about a institutional crisis in Senegal when the president is at loggerheads with the prime minister, when people think that the country is just about to implode. It's not that. We have to really be careful of the alarmist attitude of the enemies of democracy. When the country evolves, when we're moving toward the right path, there will always be other elements who will try to throw dust, if not sand, on what we're trying to build. But the Senegalese citizens should be constantly focused on our evolution. We are getting into this trajectory that is going to take us as Senegalese to the climax of what a democratic country should be in Africa. We are experiencing this revolution, which is a democratic revolution, and people have to stay focused. Let's not listen too much to manipulations, to the media. I'll come to that, to other actors, hidden and present and visible, who are at work trying to bring confusion so that they can enact their own program, which is not good for Africa, which is not good for Senegal. Today, at the National Assembly, we have two camps that are all using their own constitutional rights to push forward their agenda. That's what democracy is about. Why, when there is two camps fighting, people should be thinking about, this is a crisis, this is something bad for the country and all that. We shouldn't be doing that. We should let democracy evolve. We should let democracy grow. And that's what's happening right now. That's what is at play at the National Assembly. The president is proposing a constitutional reform. And the National Assembly, the majority at the National Assembly, is also proposing a law project. And both of them, as I said before, are conciliable. I mean, are two things that can go together. They don't contradict each other. For me, they complement each other. And we as Senegalese should be very happy that democracy is growing in Senegal. Therefore, let's not listen to the alarmists, those who want to have, who want to see this country in a turmoil. We need calm, we need unity, and everybody has the right to exercise their rights. So that's just what's happening. And let's say that it is something positive for Senegal. To talk about just a few points. Despite all this competition, you see the majority, which is now in the opposition, adapting points that the government is proposing. We're talking about an opposition party agreeing with its contender. That's democracy. People thought that this is not possible. Let's remember one thing. In Senegal, there's always been, since 1962, there's always been a general, let's say in 62, from 62 to maybe the 80s or the late 70s, we had a one-party country where Leopold Sedar Senghor used to lead the country with one party. Then it was decided that there will be a multi-partyism, meaning other parties can exist, even though they were categorized. I mean, we all know what happened, the manipulations and all that, and even the oppression to some part of that opposition. But what I want to say is any president who's been here has tried to use the Constitution as a weapon to strengthen its power. The Constitution is designed in a way to help, to support the president or the ruling party more than the common of Senegalese, I mean, the common citizens. This is something that is trying to be changed. Today, with the introduction of the law project by the majority at the National Assembly, and also the constitutional reform, which is proposed by the government, we are seeing elements that are coming to strengthen the constitution and to make it a constitution for the Senegalese people and not for the ruling party or the government. This is very important. We're seeing changes that will help the citizen exercise its right. Let's say before these rights were guaranteed, but they were not the environment that will make sure that the right is fully exercised. Today, we are getting guarantees that the state will not only provide and protect those rights, but it will create the environment within which the citizen can exercise its right. If we take into account, let's say, the right to information. Now, it's not just that you have that right, but the state is providing apparatus, is providing logistics, is providing is at full play in Senegal, and we should enjoy that instead of being alarmed. As we know, there will always be other contenders who will try to throw dust into what we're trying to build for this country. So when the opposition accepts the proposal coming from the Ministry of the Foreign Ministry, which has introduced a law proposal that reinforces cooperation with the Gambia. The opposition doesn't see anything wrong with that and accepts the the proposal of the minister. When it comes to the adequation of the Senegalese law to the international law, this is a proposal from the minister Sheikh Nyang. The opposition agrees with it. That means they're working together. There's no crisis. There's no institutional crisis. We're talking about the protection of marine diversity. This is good for Senegal. If it is proposed by the government, the opposition says, yes, that's good for Senegal. And that's what democracy is about. It's not just that any idea that comes from the government should be rejected by the opposition. That's not right. And we are glad to see that, those two parties are working together. And that's what is expected of the MPs, the members of parliament. It's not about protecting a party. This is about protecting the interest of Senegal. So that's just an example I wanted to give. Just to say that we're on the right path. Let us not listen to those who want this country to be in crisis. Let us work together. Let us think of ideas. Let us defend ideas. Let us fight for ideas and not for people. And when I say ideas, I'm talking about anything that is good for Senegal, anything that is in the interest of Senegal. Let us stand for that and not think about, well, this is coming from this person, I should automatically counter it. No, if it is something good, regardless of where it comes from, we should support it. That's how it should be at the National Assembly, and that's how it should be in all the institutions of Senegal. In all the powers, we're talking about separation of power. We know there's a fight, there's an internal fight, an inner fight that's going on between, the legislative powers or the executive power or the judicial power. There's always a fight that's going on, but that's also part of democracy. One thing is for sure, let us always put the interest, the highest interest of Senegal in front. In that way, we will be where we should be as a country and be among the most developed countries in Africa and why not in the world. So that is the message I wanted to give to you today. And I hope you appreciate this talk. Thank you very much. Always at Global Village Television. Thank you.